Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're going to be looking at my very first fight in glory. I'm going to break down everything that happened. I'm going to break down exactly how I threw this opponent so many times, how I ended up taking over the fight, and what it was like having this first fight in glory, going from smaller stage events up to this big, massive stage event all the way across the world in Japan. So let's dive right into this fight. So first off, guys, this fight is part of an 8-man tournament. I had to fight once, and then about an hour later again, and then if I had won my second fight, I would have gone on and fought a third time. So right from the opening here, we touch gloves, and right away the action's underway. Now, something I knew about this opponent was he was just gritty. He was all about action. He pushed the pace really hard, and he usually wore down his opponents. And you can see right away, I'm not shying away. I'm not running. I'm coming right in and meeting him. And things get a little bit sloppy, but that's okay. That's part of the strategy in this fight. I knew he was going to come out just, all cylinders firing. And if I backed up, judging from previous fights, doing my research, I knew that's when he would take over. So I had to get in there and slow him down very quickly. So right away here, we see we're just both bombing, but I'm staying smart, and I'm doing a very good job of reaching down, catching that leg, and sweeping him out when he throws the low kick. He very often finishes his techniques or his combinations with low kicks. When you have a frantic opponent, you need to look at their footage and make the assessment, are you better off backing off and giving them a little bit more time to slow down, to wear themselves down, and then to eventually take over and pick them apart? Or are you going to be better off going right in, entering the firefight, and really trying to tire this guy down very early? And that is what we did for this fight. So the action is fast, nice overhand there, just digging away with that overhand. He's throwing back, I'm staying in there, pushing away, just trying to really make sure the action stays very high. Because as I said, I know he's going to peter out. I know he's going to fade at some point. And it's just a matter of me maintaining my composure, keeping that really tight high guard, making sure nothing gets through, nothing lands. Inside there, just ugly knees back and forward. But, what are you going to do? Sometimes you just have to make the fight a little less pretty than you want. Targeting the body. And you see those knees there? He does a good job of always following up his combos with low kicks. And that's just something that you have to try and deal with. I had to have good leg conditioning, not only for this fight, but because I knew, nice sweep there, because I knew that being in a tournament, I was going to have stellar body conditioning. Otherwise, I'd do the first fight and I'd be so banged up, I wouldn't be able to continue. Working away on those combos. Nice scissor knee there. What we're going to see as the fight goes on is I'm able to start controlling the clench range. And once he gets tired and he's unable to put a lot of muscle in, that's when I start throwing him around. And in the first round, the action just continues. I keep trying to push, get him up to the ring ropes, blasting away. You can always see whichever hand I'm not punching with is staying super high towards my head. Even though we're engaging and this might look dangerous, this is actually me being very, very safe. I'm not exposing myself. And that's the big thing. As long as you keep your hands high, your guard in the right position, you're not going to expose yourself dramatically. Whereas when you see he punches, he's a little bit more flaily, and there's always an opportunity to counter him. Now, here we go, moving into round 2. I always find even if you tire your opponent out in round 1, you have to be very careful early in the round because they're going to come out because they had that 1-minute recovery. But he comes out blasting. I'm trying to land those low kicks. You can see me there to do my first little work. I'm trying to off-balance him right back into the firefight. But as I said before, as long as I keep my hands tight, I'm not going to take any big shots. Spinning hook kick that just swings by his head there. And big toss. And this is where I start to get those throws down. That was just more of a ragdoll toss. Just sending him flying, not loads and loads of finesse behind it, just drag and pull. Right here, I lock on, big knee to the body, but you can just see how tough this guy is. He takes a full knee to the ribs and just keeps firing back. He is not somebody who is going to go away easy. You basically got to make sure this guy is so exhausted he can't keep punching. Working away, keeping him here against the ring ropes, body shot, push off, spinning side kick to the body. He might have got a good elbow block on that, but that was close. That would have really hurt. tries to utilize the same spinning kick on me. I end up locking him up, pinning one of his arms against his head, and bang him with another knee. Nice little fake front kick there to a punch, and then a follow-up front kick. Keeping that pace super high. Again, what we're looking at here, one of the big game plans is note his hand position versus mine and how he's constantly exposed. It's very difficult for him not to get hit and not to take shots when his body, nice head knee there, another head knee. Yeah, there, see that hand is too low and he ends up eating a punch for it. I continue working through the corner here. I remember being faded at this point too. My punches don't have loads and loads of power, but trying to slam those head knees up. I want to get right back in there, firing that front kick up to head level and still trying to work those head knees in. If I had a little more steam, I think I could have got a knockdown, but the pace that I was putting out is just exhausting. Good little takedown there. His kicks are getting exhausted and sloppy, so when I catch a low kick, I can easily push him over. Nice scissor knee there, followed up by it. That was a nice toss. Very nice toss. Head kick comes up. Nice scissor knee. I remember that scissor knee. It was at the very end of the second round. I hit him, and I remember seeing his eyes roll up for a split second. And I knew, oh, I have him. And then the bell went. And I went, okay, well, I can't really utilize that now. But that was a beautiful scissor knee, and he was just a split second away from going down and probably a couple seconds away from me following up and landing a shot that would have scored an 8 count or some sort of knockdown. Moving into round 3, basically this is exactly where I was looking to be. He's put out everything he has in the first 2 rounds, and he's fatigued. And I am obviously very tired too, but I'm not to the point where I'm going to compromise my defense and I can still push the pace. So this is exactly where we wanted to be in round 3. Although keep in mind, I know when I win this fight, I'm going to have to fight again on the same night. And my opponent, if I win this fight, for the next one, he only fought 1 round, less than 1 round. But my main goal in this 3rd round is still get the win. I wasn't really thinking too much about what I have to do next, because I'd been in a tournament before and I just realized that you got to go and win the first fight. That's got to be the priority. Nice body round kick. Good off balance there. He's swinging. Oh, and rocking there with a corkscrew. Like I said, you always have to be careful of people when they come out at the beginning. Doesn't matter how tired he was at the end of round 2. He's recovered enough right now that right there, he made a mistake. He caught me. Got to be careful. Look at that spinning hook kick. That's a perfect example of you can be up in a fight and then still end up paying the price if you let your defense slide for a moment. Now that his Birria has tired out a little bit, you can see he's still trying to bomb shots, but I'm just blocking them. I'm feeling very capable at this point of dealing with his shots. I've got a read for him, either fading out of the way or keeping those hands nice and high and just blocking with either elbows or forearms. It's awesome when you're in a fight and it's going the way that you planned. You did the whole fight camp, you prepped up, and it's going that direction. But that takes dedication, lots of visualization. Got him back into the corner here. Working away, nice combo, blocking some punches. Trying to land those head knees. Another flying knee. Chops that low kick. He's doing a good job still of countering back. Their shots are getting wild, but they're still dangerous. And I believe that's what one of the announcers said. He said, a wounded animal is a dangerous animal. So this guy's hurt, he's tired, but like he's doing right now, he's still throwing back. But this is just something that I've been on the end of one bad decision in my career, and I did not want to be on the end of another. So even up to the end here, when I should have the win locked in, I'm still pushing. Still trying to make sure I lock this round into place. And here we got the last 10 seconds. Low kick, body shots missing because of the way I positioned my body. Nice front kick to jam my way. Another scissor knee and a nice little lean back to finish off the fight. No, you can't hit me. And that right there was a breakdown of my first fight in glory. Now, a couple things I want to talk about before we finish off this episode. First, the mental side. This was a big jump for me. I had fought Lerdsila and been on the big stage once, but going to glory and going, okay, it's my first night in the biggest kickboxing promotion in the world. And not only do I have to deal with a high-ranked opponent like Abdallah Esbiri, but even more so, it's an 8-man tournament. And my next fight right after this was against Yuta Kubo, and he was the 2-time K1 champion. And I just went, okay, you know, I can't really focus on that. I can't really think about what's coming after. I need to just focus on my first opponent. And that was what I did for this. Just went one opponent, win the first fight. That's all that matters. Once I do that and I show Glory that I belong in the top 8, that this is my spot and I should be here, then I can, you know, go on and see how the next fight goes. And in all honesty, mentally, I was not prepared for the next fight. I did not wrap my head around competing against the #1 guy in the world. I did 3 hard rounds in that fight we just saw, and Yuta Kubo only did 1. He put his opponent away very quickly with a body knee. So I went in against the #1 fighter in the world, not being mentally prepared and not having a sort of a balanced fatigue level from the fight before. That's a hard thing to overcome. But mentally stepping into Glory, the big thing was just wrapping my head around the fact that I belong there. If you don't feel like you belong and you feel like you're going to be outskilled, it's going to be a hard thing to overcome. So start telling yourself early on as you move your way up through the ranks that I am ready for this. This is something I can do. I belong here. And that is it for today, guys. If you want to see a breakdown on some of those throws I landed in the fight, you want to actually see me execute them on a training partner and how you can actually utilize the same things in your own training, make sure you drop that in the comments below. If you'd like more breakdowns of my fights, just again, let me know in the comments below. And of course, if you enjoyed today's breakdown, please give the video a like. If you haven't already, join the channel and get subscribed. And as always, guys, train hard. I'll see you back here soon for another video.